YouTube family, what's good, what's good? Yo, have a seat, get you a coffee, let's talk. So, I passed by Divergent's channel, a gentleman, Divergent. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to put his latest video in the description box. Shout out to Divergent, awesome content. Make sure you sub to this gentleman. Very good content, show him some love. So I showed him some love because this was very interesting. What he does was he shows this article from around 6 years ago. And it says, lead developer at Google Earth believes Earth is flat. Okay, so it continues with lead developer at Google has stirred some trouble by claiming the Earth is flat. Thomas Wilkinson, 29, has been working for the company for around 7 years and is in charge of strategy and operations at Google Earth. Wilkinson is a team leader of 10 engineers and is tasked with overseeing the general functions of the Google Earth software. All right, y'all. There's plenty more in this. I'm going to hit up some keynotes, but I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to leave this link in the description box as well. Then he continues. And then it says he put this in Twitter, and then he continues with, quote, everything in this world is theory, from black holes to the roundedness of the Earth. Uh-oh, here we go. Here we go. He also made some posts denouncing modern science, Google and NASA confirming his stance. Uh-oh. And then he continues with, as a lead Google developer for over 7 years, it is my responsibility to finally address our terrestrial landscape, end quote. In a blog post, wow, he links, okay, in a blog post, his link says, after years of diligent study and intent work, I have concluded there is no way that the world can be spherical. Given how our data at Google has never matched up to NASA's data, and given how modern technology simply cannot measure the magnitude of such a planet, we can never really be guaranteed the Earth is spherical. The truth is, the idea is so ingrained in our culture, not like us true earthers have been saying this thing, that no one questions it. Well, I'm questioning it. Aw, snap, here we go. And this tweet and post didn't come without a price. Following his tweet and blog post, Google has suspended Wilkinson to settle this situation internally. All right, so my thoughts. This is pretty much what we would have expected nowadays. But if you look at the top middle of this page, you'll see that this was posted 6 years ago. That's funny because that's around the same time that I started to discover that we live on a true level, plane, and flat Earth. Not saying that this is a coincidence or anything like that, but it just goes to show you that we do have allies. We do have people that are starting to come out, that are starting to say this world is what it is, flat and level. So this is important. Why? Because this isn't just a pilot. This isn't just a navigator of some sort. This isn't a rocket engineer or anything like that. But this is somebody that runs data and manipulates the data in order to create a system, right? And a software that gives us a global, rounded Earth. So Google, whatever algorithm they use to develop Google Earth and to update Google Earth, they have to bend over backwards to make the globe do what it does to function at such a way in which it remains a globe and it can function properly, because we all know, at least those of us with the eyes to see and the minds to understand, we all know that this is truly flat, right? And they actually have to properly manipulate the data just to make it work. Now, you've got gentlemen like him that just come out and call it like they see it, right? So it's not like he's a dumb guy. It's not like he's an idiot. Like I've said before, like many others before me and with me have said, this is the same stuff that you globe Earth folks know, the same stuff that you learned in school, the more advanced sciences that you learn, a lot of us have learned as well, and then some. We all know it. We all know this stuff. But then once you see what the truth is for what this place actually is, you can't unsee it. And when you have somebody with the credibility as, you know, a person like him in a position he's in, it's not like he's just some old run-of-the-mill kind of guy, right? saying all kinds of craziness just to get his point across and just looking crazy. No, he is with the top of the top. This is a map that everybody uses. Yo, everybody use Waze. I'm sure I used to use Waze. Well, Google went ahead and bought them too, right? And like Google Earth is the standard when it comes to maps. Google Earth has become the standard. There was a time when there was no Google Earth, right? We had, interactive maps like Compton's and everything else like that online. But then Google Earth went mainstream, did its thing, and it is the standard for an interactive and electronic globe. You go to Google Earth, right? So this guy is coming out his face, and this is 6 years ago. Coming out his face and saying what it is he said. Austin Whitsitt and David Weiss, shout out to those guys. They have some very good content. I'm sure you guys all know. Went ahead and they said, actually, David Weiss brought up a good point yesterday saying that when flat earthers get on something or true earthers get on something, right? Like it's almost like we all have the same question at the same time. Now, I would have liked to have attributed that to something that we all would have seen or a program we might have watched, because many of us might watch the same things. But a lot of us almost, I don't want to say a hive mind, but it's almost like we're truly of like mind. And we have certain questions on our mind at the same time. When he said it, I kind of laughed at it because I was like, that is pretty funny, because if I might watch a program, a True Earth program, I could sit there and I could say, hey, I was just thinking about this for the last few days. I just didn't make a program, or I didn't make a video about it. And that's just pretty interesting. I think it's downright creepy, if anything, but that is interesting. But aside from all that, this is some good information. This is just more ammo in the pouch of those in the Level Earth community, right? It just goes to show you people are just starting to come out, right? This was 6 years ago, where it was a lot more taboo to say that the earth was flat, simply because I remember on Facebook, they would talk mess about people saying that the earth is flat. And I kind of chuckled at it, right? And it was around the same time, I think Kyrie Irving came out, and a couple of basketball NBA players came out and said that the earth is flat, right? And then they got clowned, and then they got scrutinized, and then they got put in front of the public forum, and then a couple of them had to backtrack their statements. Right? So, I mean, I'm not going to get all long-winded about it, but I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to put this information in the description box. You guys let me know what you guys think. Talk to me about it. Let me know. I'm going to go ahead, and I'm also going to leave Divergent's information in the description box. And finally, as an added bonus with that, if you don't have the zodiac of, flat earth, sun, moon, clock application made by David Weiss, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to leave mine in the description box, right? Through my link, you could go ahead, you could get it for free. If you want it, hey man, let me know that you want it and I'll get it for you. It's cheap. You know what I'm saying? If you don't have it, you don't want it, I could get it for you. You know what I'm saying? And it's cool. It's all love. You know what I'm saying? It's just some good information that I think that if you're trying to learn this stuff, you need to be in the community. I think you need to look. Take a look, take a gander, because once you see what this truth is, and once everything begins to click, you can't go back. You won't go back. I promise you. All right? Anyway, YouTube family, that's all I got. I'll leave y'all nothing but the best. Health, wealth, love, joy, prosperity. Oh, but with what this guy did, before I end this, I want you guys to realize something, right? My dad brings up a good point. My dad always would tell me, anytime he'd catch me in some bullshit, right? He'd be like, boy, listen, you think when you tell the truth, it's okay, because it doesn't matter when people see you when you're telling the truth. But when you lie, boy, let me tell you, when you lie, you worried about everybody seeing you. You worried about everybody watching you. Shout out to my dad, keeping it real. He's a stand-up dude, but he kept it real with me. Basically saying, hey man, when you tell the truth, don't matter who's seeing you. But when you lie, you're worried about who's seeing you. You're worried about who's seeing you, who's watching you. And like I said, let me finish up my dang conclusion. YouTube family, thank you. Love you, family. I'm gonna go ahead. I'm gonna kick it off. check the description box. Wish you nothing but the best. Health, wealth, love, joy, prosperity, wisdom, wisdom, wisdom. Always wisdom. And with that, I'm out. Love you. Peace.